All right. And so one of the things that I talk about a lot when it comes to deep fakes and AI generated video and disinformation is the fact that the only thing that gives the deep fake power is context and story. So, and that story is usually something like a hero, a villain, us versus them, or it's plugging into some kind of big narrative that's going on, like a big tragedy or a big event somewhere, and people are taking advantage of the confusion. Like if you remember the LA wildfires stuff from several months ago at this point, about a year ago, I guess, all the different AI images that came out of that, and Hurricane Helene and the little girl saving the dog images, and all those only had power because they were taking advantage of this moment. And every image that somebody was doing was trying to sell a story. One way or another, about a tragedy or about a conspiracy or about neglect or about heroism or something like that. Well, we are in one of those moments right now, actually coming out of one of those moments with the government shutdown, because here in the U.S., after 40 days and 40 nights, it's almost like biblical in the way that it's phrased. The government was shut down. And as part of that, as we were nearing the end of that, and as things were starting to get painful, one of the things that was making it really painful was the kind of the expiry of these SNAP benefits, supplemental nutrition assistance program benefits that really affects a lot of lower income people or people that just can't make ends meet because their job doesn't pay enough, even though they're working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And really disproportionately affects, of course, children, women and children, infants in need, and elderly people. So there's I think it was like 42 to 45 million people in the U.S. were going to be affected extremely negatively by that program not getting its funding in November as we went into it. So that's the setup and the narrative. And of course, the us versus them is all the political stuff that goes with that. And then the social part of that is that there's a political and a conspiratorial narrative that only certain people benefit from those programs. And that narrative was going out over and over and over again, of course, by people that didn't want to find a way to let those get renewed. And as soon as you can make somebody an other, then you lose compassion for them. So, of course, in this case, the other was somebody that specifically, and I'm not wanting to get into the politics of all this, but in this instance, it was the Republican Party that was trying to demonize or create a very low estimation of people that needed SNAP benefits because that fit a narrative. And guess who fell straight into that? It was Fox News fell straight into that narrative.
Fox News, so the entertainment company.
Yeah, the entertainment. You have to read fine print. Their first headline that they put out about this was SNAP beneficiaries threatened to ransack stores over government shutdown, because there were some viral videos on TikTok and other places that were created in VO3 or Sora 2 that were of people making these kinds of statements. I'll let you see and hear that in a second. And then so once they got called out, of course, they changed the headline, but they didn't make a big deal about it. They didn't issue a real retraction or anything. They just quietly changed the headline to AI videos of SNAP beneficiaries complaining about cuts go viral.
Good Lord. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, man. And I'm going to go ahead and guess that out the gate, this is probably going to be a bit racist also.
It is a bit racist and rage-baity.
Yeah.
And so even in this, so Tim Miller called it out and said that even one of the contributors, Britt Cooper, discussed the woman, quote unquote, this is an AI generated woman online, discussed the woman's comments in her YouTube channel, calling the video insane before commenting that is her responsibility, not the American taxpayers' fault that you have 7 baby daddies who will not step up and pay the grocery bills. So
I know
anytime, anytime the narrative fits, right, then somebody immediately starts to disregard whether it is real or not, and then they just kind of jump off, and it creates, even more of a viral moment, and that's what was going on here. So I'm going to show you.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I think this kind of thing makes my blood boil.
I think the best way to think about this is it's a social experiment right now, right? Is to put, because the AI videos have gotten so good and believable at a glance that unless you're inundated with these all day and might be able to hear some of the subtleties, because for me, when I hear some of the voices, they have the what I call the VO3 tell, which is that like readiness. I can't even really describe what's in there, but I'm sure as an audio person, you hear it too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a phase discrepancies in what should be mono.
And there's even more of a phase in like Sora 2 where it sounds crunchy, almost gravelly in the throat sometimes. But in VO3, there's like this almost high pitched readiness that goes through the voices that you can start to pick up on after a while. So in that I can subtly hear it. So I'm going to go back to the beginning of this video. We'll play all 1 minute and 6 seconds of it so you get an idea. The way that this is created is it's kind of this compilation of what would otherwise be several different TikToks that have been smashed together, of course, because it shows the shows the fact that several people are complaining about it, and it's reinforcing that narrative that it's ungrateful people that don't understand that hard work is important in life and they just want to hand out. It's reinforcing that over and over and over again. And of course, people who have the cognitive bias and psychological priming to say that is what SNAP beneficiaries look and sound like, they're going to take that and run with it. So
you're being so much more charitable than I would to these people.
Well, I think we have to. So the way that I do this, because I know that, I can look at this clearly and go, well, that's there's lots of reasons on that side why somebody would fall for it. I also know that at some point I'm going to see one and have the proclivity to potentially fall for it because I've got all the right biases in place.
For something else,
I think I think it's important to like sit above all of that and look at it as forensically as possible. This is a societal problem rather than a one side problem.
And this is a thing that I don't really want to blow by too much. It's the blatant racism that is on display in this that really, really just like eats at me. We're just really, Well, they're calling it digital blackface now, right? Mm-hmm. Because it is if you already have a narrative about something, and you can put on, you can essentially create a mask and a persona that will embody that narrative that you're trying to reinforce out there. Then of any group,
of any group, So here's this.
It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
Trump done cut them food stamps off.
If you're poor, don't have kids, okay? If you're struggling, don't have kids. Don't bring more in. If you already have them, that's another situation. If you don't have them, don't bring any in. And if you have two, don't go having another one. If you have one, don't go having two more.
So they say 2 million is getting cut off this month for the scamps. I'm about to go find out if I'm in that number, in that ratio. It's been day 5 and I have not received no food stamps. My disability checks is on hold. My cash benefits is not coming no more. They're still pending. It is the taxpayer's job to pay for my kids to eat and for my kids to be taken care of. I have over 2,000 followers on TikTok and I can't get not one person to send me 50 cents. If you're watching a video and you can't send me nothing, I'm blocking you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I hate,
and I will say there's not a lot of obvious tells in those, right?
Yeah, visually. Yeah. I mean, the blatant absurdity of the things that the people are saying and the fact that anyone would take that at face value.
Right.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore. This sucks. But yeah, the videos are extremely believable visually. They don't have like a lot of obvious tells. And the audio stuff really hides well in, web content delivered over the internet. Like we're used to terrible quality audio on things.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and some people may, so even if it wasn't AI, some people may do stuff like that just for the clicks, and may be absurd just for the clicks. So you don't want to say it's like out of the realm of possibility that somebody would make a video like that. I think it's very much out of the realm of possibility that somebody would, with a genuine intent, articulate the position that's being articulated there.
Yeah,
they might do it sarcastically or tongue in cheek or just for the click because they know it's Ragebait, but probably not really articulating that viewpoint.
And we are really seeing this infiltrating mainstream news content in a way that is deeply, deeply disturbing. A cool job on them to just change the headline to AI videos spark whatever, because a lie travels halfway around the world before the truth gets its pants on or whatever.
There was it's not even a retraction. There was a little note at the very bottom of the article that just said this was previously published under a different headline that didn't indicate that it was AI. It has been corrected to address that.
Slimy. It's slimy, dude.
Yeah.
It's so disgusting.
Yeah. It's not good.
I know I ring this bell all the time, but I hate that we have had a genuinely useful breakthrough in computer machine learning technology that has so much promise for like a bunch of genuine applications, and we have immediately turned it towards all of the worst possible ones, or the most extortionary ones, or the most oppressive ones. It's sucks. It's hard to be a person who's excited about technology and excited about the future in a world that looks like this and acts like this and is led by people like this.
Yeah,
who will do this.
I would agree.
Yikes, dude. That's awful. It sucks.
Yep.
And like, what do we do about it? We've got a machine that can just generate whatever narrative video you want about whatever now.
And we have news outlets and entertainment news outlets that feel like they have to fill every second with outrage porn.
And as the media landscape is already really difficult to do any kind of good journalism, and like the funding for journalism is a difficult thing. Like news reporting has been going down the tubes since, I mean, for like a long time. It's been a difficult industry, but like the rise of the internet and everything has been difficult. And now this. And actually, that kind of leads us into the next segment, which is about AI adoption into newsrooms. Specifically, I'm going to focus on some Australian radio station newsrooms because there have been some headlines about that. But I got some other things, like a ChatGPT prompt left in a printed newspaper that I'll show you too. So
that's great.
Yeah. Stick around. We'll be right back with more good stuff.